start to smile again until I smile at you. Within my heart, I know I will never start to smile again until I smile at you. Until I smile at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Northland Pioneer College Graduation Ceremony 2023. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. To reflect the many cultures of the Northland Pioneer College community, our graduates would like to welcome you in each of the 5 languages widely used by our communities. Our greeters today are Alex Gosian, who will be giving the greeting in Apache, Brooke Ferniza, who will be giving the greeting in English, Tiffany Honani, who will be giving the greeting in Hopi, Tamara Sneddy, who will be giving the greeting in Navajo, and Maria Vasquez, who will be giving the greeting in Spanish.
Gojo, Haisan, Shok, Kosonskai, the 49th Northland Pioneer College Commencement Ceremony. The business struggle ya not so off, Bososkai, the 2023 Bos Najo, Bos Listen De, Shok, Kosonskai. Anna Ahia.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Northland Pioneer 49th Commencement Ceremony. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2023.
Yet 49th Northland Pioneer College Commencement Ceremony epe by net highlighty Amutakaki Yakuya by net Sosame our highlighty no obi congratulations Tani class of 2003 Asquale.
Yat shed in egg. Do ik je het na ha do je she tamer sneddy nishe this long touching in sha manishkis ni bashishti tabaha da she take he ani da chanel tone je de na asha.
Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a la 40ª ceremonia de graduación del Northland Pioneer College. Felicitaciones a la clase graduada 2023. Gracias.
I'm Dr. Mike Salmonson, the Vice President for Learning and Student Services, and your host for today. In consideration of those seated around you, please take a moment to turn off any cell phones and pagers. A quick note about photography. Please do not approach the stage to take photographs during the ceremony. You will have the opportunity after the commencement ceremony concludes to take pictures in the reception hall with your graduate. I am pleased to be the first person to officially say to our graduates, congratulations on your accomplishment. You are being recognized today as college graduates. I would like to acknowledge and thank parents, family members, significant others, and loved ones in attendance. Your support and encouragement of our students is invaluable. I would like to recognize and thank the Northland Pioneer College faculty. Your dedication to your students and your disciplines creates the educational environment that makes today possible. I would also like to thank the college support and administrative staff in attendance today, without whose efforts our events such as these could not occur. With us today are members of the District Governing Board, the college administration, and our 5 honor graduates. This group on stage includes Dr. Chado Hazelbaker, President of Northland Pioneer College, Ms. Christine Laughter, Chair of the District Governing Board, Mr. Everett Robinson, Board Member and Secretary of the District Governing Board, Mr. Elias Juan, District Governing Board Member, Mr. Derek Leslie, District Governing Board Member, and not in attendance today, we'd like to recognize Mr. Frank Lucero, District Governing Board Member. Also on the stage, we have Dr. Judy Yip Reyes, Director of Institutional Effectiveness, Mr. Ryan Jones, English faculty and co-president of the Faculty Association, Mr. Frank Pinnell, welding faculty and co-president of the Faculty Association, Mr. Frank Arona, registrar and director of enrollment management, and our outstanding graduates, Ms. Paige McKenna, outstanding graduate, Associate of Arts, Mr. Simran Golhotra, outstanding graduate, Associate of Business, Mr. Ashton Bishop, outstanding graduate, Associate of Science, Ms. Alyssa Skeet, outstanding graduate, Associate of General Studies, and Ms. Estelle Bryce, outstanding graduate, Associate of Applied Science. In the audience today, we also have some special guests. We have Sherry Hazelbaker, the spouse of President Hazelbaker, and we also have family members of our guest speaker, Amber McCrary, in attendance today. And now for some welcoming remarks. I would like to introduce the president of Northland Pioneer College, Chado Hazelbaker. President Hazelbaker joined the college in July 2021 as NPC's 9th president, right when the college was in the midst of the pandemic. His innovative leadership helped us transition from those challenges, and in the 2022-2023 academic year, he led the college's expansion of diversity, equity, and inclusion work, propelled by a $1.3 million Title III grant, which resulted in the college hiring its first Native American Student Success Coordinator and expand programming at the 3 centers located on tribal land. Also in 2022, he was one of 25 national college presidents selected for the prestigious Aspen Institute New President's Fellowship. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Chado Hazelbaker.
On behalf of Northland Pioneer College's faculty and staff and students, welcome to Commencement. First, I'd like to thank the District Governing Board, who set the vision of the college and ensure that all of the communities we serve are represented in our decision making. To my colleagues in the faculty and staff, I want to say thank you. It has been a pleasure to serve with you this year, helping these students achieve what they have achieved. I also want to acknowledge the 3 tribal lands that we have locations on: the White Mountain Apache, the Navajo, and the Hopi. To parents and guardians, loved ones, and all of you who supported these graduates, thank you. Job well done. It was not easy, was it? But I think today shows that it was worth it. To the graduates, I want to offer my congratulations. But as a parent and former faculty member, I just can't help but to give you a little bit of advice. And as I was thinking about the advice that I wanted to give you today, I was thinking about what I would tell my own kids. And then I thought, they don't want to hear what I would tell my own kids. So I'm going to work very hard to give you 3 pieces of advice that I'm sure your parents did not give you when you were growing up. First, as you move forward from Northland Pioneer College, talk to strangers. In fact, the stranger the better. Whether you're transitioning immediately into the workforce or you're transitioning to a university, you are going to come across some strange individuals. And those individuals have such an incredible power to be able to open your mind. The happiness research clearly tells us that talking to strangers is actually good for us. It actually boosts our health. And look at how different you all are as people. Just look to your left and look to your right. Different ages, you came from different places, different ethnic or religious backgrounds, and think of how important some of these people have come in your life. As I watched our nursing pinning ceremonies the last couple of days, I was struck time and time again how a diverse group of people getting together to work on something hard can do fantastic things. As a father, I know that I never said this to any of my daughters, but my second piece of advice is fall in love. Fall in love. Now, in this case, I'm not talking about the romantic kind, though as someone who has been lucky enough to be married to my best friend for 30 years, I certainly hope that that happens for you. What I'm talking about is finding a passion, a community, a job, something that you can give your entire life to. Deep engagement is another secret to your happiness. Love something. Take the risk to do that, to give your heart to everything. And again, as I was listening to the welding graduates the other day, for some of them, they love welding. God bless them for loving that thing, because I certainly like it when the chairs that I sit on and the buildings that I'm in stand up. Love a career. Love a people group or a community. One of the things that I've heard time and time again from our graduates is, I'm getting this degree because I want to go serve this particular community. But I'll tell you right now, the key to doing that well is to love the people that you serve. And if you love the people you serve, that's what means you never go to work a day in your life. It's love. Finally, parents, I'm sorry for this one as well. Fail. Talk to strangers, fall in love, and finally, fail. If I were going to give you an honest speech about my successes, the stories, frankly, would all be about the failures that led to new opportunities, personal growth, and down paths I had not planned, but rather paths that opened up when other doors had closed. It is a hard lesson of life that you learn far more from failures than from success. But we never talk about this. So my encouragement to you is fail, talk about it, learn from it, and keep trying. Unless you think this is a discouraging message on your graduation day to tell you to fail, I've talked to your faculty members. More than a few of you failed things on your way to the stage today. And look at the success that it's brought you. Graduates, I am so pleased to be with you here today. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce someone else you may not know has been an important part of your journey. District Governing Board Chair Christine Laughter is the Director of the Kinship Lending Program at Change Labs, a nonprofit organization that works with Native entrepreneurs operating on Navajo and Hopi lands. She brings a wealth of experience to the board, having served on other educational boards and with her background in banking. We are thankful to have her on our board. Please welcome District Governing Board Chair Christine Laughter.
Welcome to all of the students, all of the parents, family, and friends for being here today and sharing in the success of each of these graduates. She Christine Laughter, Yanesha, Nakai Dana Nishla, Twitch Eatney, Touch Eatney, Bushichin, Kiaani Dashache, Dok Lizatlena, Dashanella, Twittinesha, Dant Nasha. Hello, I'm Christine Laughter. I am from the community of Kayenta, and I am of the Mexican Water Clan, born for the Red Running into the Water Clan. And I am so pleased to be here before all of you today to welcome you to this wonderful occasion to this celebration for each of you. I myself have experienced my education journey, which was not a traditional journey. I worked for a bank. I worked in the banking industry for over 15 years. And during that time, I focused on raising my family and providing an income for my daughters. I am now the grandmother of 3 beautiful grandchildren. My journey in education started actually at MPC back in the 80s. I was taking classes at Monument Valley High School when I was a junior and senior in high school. And I continued with my education, but I didn't graduate with my degree from college until 2017. So my focus was on my career. So going back to school is something that all of you can definitely accomplish if you have taken time to raise your children, and this is for moms and dads out there and partners out there. If you've taken time to raise your family, take care of your children, bring them to graduation today, I encourage you to look at the opportunities here at Northland Pioneer College so that you, as a parent, can continue your education. You, as a partner, spouse of our college graduates today, can come back and you can be sitting right here in these seats in the near future. There's always opportunity for growth in everything that you do in life. And I agree with President Hazelbaker. There are many things that'll get you to this point in life. Failure is definitely one of them. In the work that I do with entrepreneurs, we see that, and entrepreneurs have to take risks in the work that they do. They have to take risks, and sometimes they fail. But you know what? That doesn't keep them from continuing on. They fail, and they continue moving forward because they learn something from that. And so I encourage all of you students today to continue with this path that you're on. And look at people that are around you. Remember who got you to where you are today. Your parents, your friends, your siblings, your faculty members, your professors that are here. Make sure to come back and continue the relationship that you have with them, because I know that there are things that our family members may not understand about your goals in education. So the people who are around you today do know those things. So I encourage you to continue to build the relationships that you've built here at MPC. I am so grateful to have you all here today. And I do want to recognize Miss Amber McCrary here. I didn't know she was going to be here today. And I do want to recognize she is actually a graduate of our incubator program at Change Labs. She's a graduate of, I believe, the 2022 program. So I was really pleased to see her here, knowing that she did start a business coming through our program. And I know she has a lot of things that she will do as a business owner. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day.
At this time, I would like to honor our retirees this year. If any of the retirees here, please stand so that we can honor you. The retirees for this year are Dean of College and Career Preparation, Gail Campbell, Faculty in Early Childhood Development, Lori Hendershot, Assistant to the Chief Business Officer, Terry Shavat, Director of Public Safety Education, John Weisner, Clinical Faculty in Nursing, Susan Jameson. Please honor them. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker. I had the good honor last night of being able to have dinner with our graduation speaker. And I can tell you, it is discouraging the older I get to look at somebody half your age and realize they're who you want to be when you grow up. This year's commencement speaker is Amber McCrary, a Dene poet, zinester, feminist, and artist. She is the owner and founder of Abalone Mountain Press, which is dedicated to publishing Indigenous voices. McCrary was born in Tuba City, Arizona, and raised in the outlying areas of Flagstaff. She currently lives in Mesa. McCrary earned a BA from Arizona State University in Political Science with a minor in American Indian Studies and her Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing with an emphasis in poetry from Mills College. McCrary has been a guest speaker in our English classes at the college and has inspired many with her work that has appeared in Yellow Medicine Review, Poetry Magazine, Room Magazine, Poets and Writers Magazine, and the Navajo Times. Please help me welcome Amber McCrary.
Thank you. So, I'm coming today from Acamel Lands, also known as Mesa, Arizona. When they told me it was going to be hot, I was like, no, I'll be okay. I'm from Phoenix, or I'm living in Phoenix. But yeah, it's still a little toasty today. Yat she'e amber yanishya, kintlachini nishle, nakai dine bashachin, ashihi dashache, tutnasene dashanella, akot ego dine atsane, nishle, ahyehet. So that's just who I am. I'm Amber McCrary. I am Red House Clan, born for Mexican people clan. I was born in Tuba City, Arizona. My mom is from Shanto, Arizona, which is near the Utah border. And my dad is from Hard Rock, Arizona, which is near the Hopi border. Hello, class of 2023. Thank you and good morning. I want to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Dene people, Hopi people, and the White Mountain Apache. What does this morning mean as an Indigenous woman standing here giving a commencement speech? I'm not sure, but it is something I would have never thought I would do in a million years. But I would like to thank Northland Pioneer College and the president for inviting me to speak today. When I say I am not sure, I am actually sure. However, the colonized side of me has imposter syndrome ingrained in my DNA. Even though I know imposter syndrome is a social construct, it is commonly a result of history of systematic exclusion and bias for many marginalized groups, such as colonization, racism, sexism, etc. I started writing creatively after my undergraduate years. I did not write much as an undergraduate because I believed I was a bad writer and that my stories were not of any worth. A couple years after receiving my Bachelor of Arts, I started writing poems and creating something called a zine. A zine is a homemade, self-published magazine that include a huge community of artists, comics, and weirdos. I was first drawn to zines because of its homemade and punk rock aesthetic. Growing up as a 16-year-old in Flagstaff, Arizona, I thought people that made zines, their own clothes, and were in bands were the coolest people in the world. I was in awe of people that lived their truth through art. For many years, I was a spectator that admired so many artists from The Clash to Yayoi Kusama. I could never do that, I constantly drilled in my head. But what I really thought was, who would care about a native girl from a small town? The artist's life is not as simple as going to school for X years, then you become a certified artist. Or maybe it is, but I took the unconventional route. It took a blend of education, reading, and traveling to fully develop as not only an artist, but a human. When I graduated from my undergrad, I worked for a Native nonprofit in public health. After a couple years, we received news that our grant was ending, which gave me enough time to save money to travel. By the time my job ended, I had dreams of traveling Asia. Soon enough, I was on a plane to South Korea to meet some friends from college. I enjoyed my time in Korea, but I desperately wanted to travel to a country that was unlike America or most Western world countries. By this time, I had traveled to England and West Africa through various study abroad programs. I enjoyed my time most in West Africa because I felt like I related to its non-Westernness that is so familiar to Dene life. I noticed that I had felt more connected to folks from a non-Western background. We had the same humor, beliefs, values, and experiences as colonized people. After Korea, I went to Thailand, Nepal, and India. As a Navajo woman, I blended in Thailand and Nepal, which in many ways was comforting. Although the folks didn't know I was Navajo, I was not considered, or I was for once not considered the other, or in CNN language, something else. I went to these countries because I wanted to learn about their culture. I wanted to see how folks lived. I did not have an itinerary. I just simply wanted to walk around and see something new. I wanted to try new foods, new teas, see temples, buy beautiful fabrics, touch Tibetan turquoise, and read new books. Yes, this was my dream, and yes, the only thing I wanted to do at the time was travel. I don't know if this mindset came with a bit of privilege, which I was completely unaware of. I had the privilege to save enough money to travel. I had the privilege of being an American citizen that could access an American passport, which will let you into 95% of the world's countries. And I had the privilege to dream. I was, unbeknownst, of the missing and murdered Indigenous movement at this time, and I had a weird level of bravery. Now that I am older, I understand the predicament I put my mother in. Every time I talked with her, she would start crying and talk about how she worried about me. Before I left, she told me she was scared I would get kidnapped and be part of human trafficking. At the time, I thought she might have had a high level of stress and anxiety about traveling alone. But I had traveled alone abroad before, and I thought, how is this different? But now that I am older and relatives have educated me about MMIW, I finally understand her worry. So that leads back to the question, what does it mean as an Indigenous woman giving this speech? I think it means your story matters. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie said, because all I had read were books in which characters were foreign, I had been convinced that books by their very nature had to have foreigners in them, and had to be about things with which I could not personally identify. But because of writers like Chinua Achebe and Kamara Lay, I went through a mental shift in my perception of literature. I realized that people like me, girls with the skin of the color of chocolate, whose kinky hair could not form ponytails, could also exist in literature. I started to write about things I recognized. Now I love those American and British books I read. They stirred my imagination. They opened new worlds for me. But the unintended consequences was that I did not know that people like me could exist in literature. So what the discovery of African writers did for me was this. It saved me from having a single story of what books are. And this is the same for me as a Native woman. Once I discovered authors like Lucy Tapahanzo, Joy Harjo, Ophelia Zepeda, that opened my whole world into a new world of poetry for me. And to this day, all I want to be is Ophelia Zepeda. This is true of people. I believe in my own single story that I was a nothing Native girl from a small town. I did not see the complex story of who I was and am. I am a daughter of 2 Navajos that fell in love, each holding hundreds of years of indigenous knowledge, the daughter of a man that lived through the Navajo Hopi relocation and residential boarding school, the daughter of a woman that originates from beautiful salmon-colored canyons, but grew up in the bustling city of Los Angeles. Do you see people for their single story? Do you sometimes see yourself as a single story? I opened a small press called Abalone Mountain Press last year. Our press is dedicated to publishing Indigenous voices. Our mission is to create a space for Indigenous voices to be heard without having to accommodate the white gaze. We strive to create books for Native people by Native people. We hope to create a press that supports Native artistry in all forms. We hope to bring quality work in Indigenous literature and create a world for Indigenous voices to thrive as genuinely and true to form. I have been part of the Native writing community for quite a few years to see that each person has a story. And when I say that, I do not mean a single story. As of 2023, we have 2 full-length poetry collections, a Navajo coloring book, an Indigenous futurism zine, 1 poetry zine, and a soon-to-be-released chapbook about disability and the body. Although each of the writers that are part of Abalone Mountain Press are Indigenous, they come from different tribal backgrounds and have very different living experiences. Some are queer, some are disabled, some are privileged, some are lower class, some are middle class, some live in the city, and some live on the reservation. As a press, I think it would be easy to have one aesthetic, one type of voice or format, one type of Native person we may be looking for. But that would be too easy, safe. I would be repeating the same thing bigger presses would expect of Native writers, to fit into a box that accommodates the white gaze. Certain topics like poverty porn, trauma porn, and language that speaks directly to the reader, who they presume is white, is the formula to becoming a best-selling author. But one has to ask themselves, is it empowering their community or is it exploiting their community? Our press is not necessarily about becoming a big press or making $1 million, but rather writing your truth through art. So class of 2023, my biggest wishes and hopes for you is to find the art in your surroundings. Your task today is to find the art in celebration. Celebrate what you have accomplished today, the time carved out to complete your degree or degrees, and the space you have held in the classroom that no one could replace. Also, find art in the celebration that your family and friends have took time to share space and pride in your accomplishments. You deserve it, and you are worthy of everything that is to come. Ayahet.
And now we will hear speeches from each of our 2023 outstanding graduates. First, we will hear from Ms. Paige McKenna, Outstanding Graduate, Associate of Arts.
Good morning. To be honest, when I started taking classes at NPC, it was because I was bored. I started taking classes here 3 years ago in the summer of 2020. It was in the middle of the COVID lockdown, and I was just really bored. I took 2 classes that first summer, and then the next summer I took 3 more. It was during the second summer when I realized that the classes I was taking weren't only challenging, but interesting to me, which is something that I was lacking in my high school coursework. My junior year of high school, I started taking more classes so I could graduate from NPC at the same time I graduated high school. And 2 years after that, here we are today, having all finished our degrees, and we're really awesome for that. I started my journey at NPC because I was bored, but my experience here has grown to be much more than filling an intellectual need that wasn't being met with my other coursework. Attending NPC has taught me how to manage my time and to work around a deadline and to actually sit down and study, which is something I was really bad at before. The theater program, led by Professor Carson Celine, has allowed me to participate in Little Women in the last fall, where I made several lifelong friends and created memories that I'll treasure for the rest of my life. Northland Pioneer College has allowed me to create a firm foundation on which I can build my career in life, and I will be forever grateful to every person at this school that's helped me through my time here. Specifically, I want to thank my advisor, Karen Zimmerman, who's guided me through this process since I was a clueless little freshman. Without her and every person at the White Mountain campus and NPC as a whole, I wouldn't be standing before you here today. Thank you all, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Paige, as a symbol of your accomplishment of being an outstanding graduate, and as a thank you for speaking today, we'd like to present you with this MPC Crystal Eagle. Next, we will hear from Mr. Simran Golhotra, Outstanding Graduate, Associate of Business.
Good morning. I would like to dedicate this speech to my grandfather, Amarjit Singh Galhotra. He passed away in January of this year, and he was one of the last few remaining survivors of the partition of India of 1947. I wish that he was still with us because he was such a beacon of wisdom. I really hope that he would be proud of what I have accomplished. Be sure to spend as much time as possible with your grandparents because you never know when their last day on earth is going to be. On behalf of all of our graduates, I want to thank the staff at Northland Pioneer College because they have done such an amazing job at educating us. None of us would have been able to graduate if it weren't for your persistent efforts, and I am sure that there have been numerous challenges that the staff had to face without the students even realizing it. I would like to congratulate all my fellow graduates for their hard work and dedication that they have shown during their time here at NPC. I know firsthand how difficult it is to make the decision to go back to school, which is why I have a tremendous amount of respect for our graduates. Pursuing education after high school can seem daunting at times, especially when given the fact that there are numerous colleges and universities to choose from. It can be easy to be overwhelmed by the choices that are available. I would like to thank NPC for making the process as simple as possible. I'm very excited to see what our graduates decide to do after graduation. I'm sure that there will be graduates that will continue to pursue higher education at a university and get a bachelor's degree. Some of you might be going directly into the workforce, such as myself. Maybe one day one of these graduates will win an Oscar for Best Actor. I mean, I could sit here and talk about possibilities all day, but the main thing is that all of you should be very excited to take that next step and do the thing that NPC wants all of us to do, transform your life. My journey at NPC started all the way back in 2015 when I was a senior at Blue Ridge High School. I decided to enroll in the NAVIT Automotive Technology program. Once I started to receive dual enrollment credits, I knew that someday I would want to complete my Associate of Applied Science of Automotive Technology degree, and so that's exactly what I did. After that, I thought I could get another degree, so I completed my Associate of Science degree. And then it was 2 years ago when I decided that I wanted to get an Associate of Business degree, so I took the leap and went for it. My message to all of you is that it is okay to make unconventional choices and to make twists and turns, because life is always going to throw you a curveball and try to keep you on your toes. It doesn't matter if it took you longer than someone else to reach a certain goal, because we are all on our own path. Do not be afraid to do something because you are worried about someone else's opinion. The only opinion that should matter to you is your own opinion, because life's too short to be worried about what everyone thinks about you. I want to take a moment to recognize the fact that every single person that is here today is very lucky to live in this great country. All of us have freedoms and opportunities that millions of people in this world can only dream about. There are limitless possibilities for success here in the United States, which is why I encourage all of you to go out and chase your version of the American dream. I would like to share one of my favorite quotes from Elon Musk. When something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. Thank you for your time, and congratulations to the Northland Pioneer College class of 2023.
Simran, as a symbol of your being an outstanding graduate and a thank you for speaking today, we'd like to present you with this MPC Crystal Eagle. Next, we will hear from Mr. Ashton Bishop, outstanding graduate, Associate of Science.
Fellow students, colleagues, friends, family, faculty, allow me to express my pleasure in seeing us all gathered to celebrate this great achievement. To those who have trekked through the many semesters, credit hours, tests, and efforts, you have my sincerest respect and admiration for your tenacity. To those of you who have supported all of us, I want to thank each and every one of you for the support you've shown along this journey. As each and every one of you in the crowd has decided to spend their time here, I simply must state how powerful your presence has been. Even in the most stressful times, when someone is on the edge of cracking apart and falling to dust, the company, the support of others is always such an impelling force upon those struggling to move forward. These past few years have been a time of great change for both myself and the world at large. We've seen losses great and small as life, education, the workplace adapted to these changes. I found myself alone, working and studying at a distance in a way I've never envisioned when I was younger. It was a challenge to rise above, and I must admit at times it seemed daunting, even insurmountable. However, when things became the most difficult, I discovered that I wasn't truly alone. I found helping hands and others around me willing to reach out. Whether it was faculty here, helping me to learn the ins and outs of websites I'd never used before, showing patience and enthusiasm, even when the technology we were using was doing its best not to cooperate. Or whether it was my family ensuring that I always had a productive environment for my virtual classes, even if it meant suddenly driving us across town because the internet had crashed once again. It was impossible not to find inspiration in those around me who struggled as I did, or in some cases struggled even more, and yet kept going, kept fighting, kept smiling even through the darkest of hours in the past few years. Being able to witness the awe-inspiring force of will for everyone to keep pushing through, it filled me with hope, even at my most disheartened. I wouldn't be standing here today before you, having achieved my degree, without their help. That's why I stand here and now with a desire to extend that helping hand to others. My education here at NPC has taught me that we stand strongest together and that we can succeed at anything we set our minds to when we reach for one another. That's why I want to thank everyone gathered here today for all of their efforts, no matter how large or small it had seemed in the moment, whether an encouraging word, a late-night study session, a moment of understanding, a shoulder to lean on. Everyone here has helped each of us to reach our goals and achieve our dreams. I cannot help but smile and want to see us all come together and continue to succeed even more in life. So again, to all of those who have made time in their schedules to be here today, know your presence matters. To the staff and faculty who provided this venue and tools for education, without which we couldn't exceed. To those many valued guests, each of whom have made our days just that much brighter, know you're appreciated. And lastly, to you, my fellow students, for inspiring me and one another to stand proud as we move forward to face the challenges life still has in store for us. Thank you all.
Ashton, as a symbol of being an outstanding graduate and a thank you for speaking today, please accept this MPC Crystal Eagle. Next, we'll hear from Miss Elisa Skeet, outstanding graduate, Associate of General Studies.
Good morning, everyone. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be here at commencement doing a speech, I would have never believed you. It is an honor for me to receive an outstanding graduate for general studies. Not only did I achieve a magnificent goal obtaining 1 but 2 associate's degree, I am overcoming one of my fears, which is public speaking. It took me quite some time to return to school after my long breaks in between. I didn't think it would be possible for me to finish. Yes, I thought of attending other schools near my home, but I would not want to start from the beginning and retake some of my classes. Attending MPC, I was given the opportunity to take all my required courses online. It took me a while to get used to attending online courses, but so did everyone else during the pandemic. My children and I learned to adapt to learning virtually. If it weren't for them and the support of my husband, I would not be standing here nervous as can be. My children are the reason why I want to become a better person and show them that anything is possible. Like most people, I had my doubts, but liked the idea of taking classes here and there to keep myself occupied. Pretty soon I was a student in college full-time, working a full-time job and raising a family. At times it did get overwhelming, but I kept striving to finish. Every time I check a box off my course audit list, it gave me more and more hope and strive. After my second semester in school, I was on the president's list, then the dean's list, and it became addicting to see my grades post at the end of each semester. I am grateful for all the family and friends that have come this far in attendance and celebrate with us. I am beyond grateful for all the support and encouragement I received while I was struggling to stay awake after a long night of studying. I would also like to thank a very special person who was my previous supervisor, Val. She's here to support me. I would also like to thank Ms. Rachel Arroyo, who encouraged me and ensured that we understood the course objectives. Thank you again for being with us here today.
Ms. Skeet, as a symbol of you being an outstanding graduate and a thank you for speaking today, despite your fear of public speaking, please accept this NPC Crystal Eagle. Next, we will hear from Ms. Estelle Bryce, outstanding graduate, Associate of Applied Science.
Good morning, friends, family, teachers, and graduates. It is an honor to address you today as we celebrate the accomplishments we have worked so long and hard for. No matter what brought us here today, we all made the decision to take the opportunity to continue our education. Whether you are an empty nester wanting to take some extra classes on the side or took dual enrollment through high school, we all decided to take that opportunity to go the extra mile and further fulfill our potential. Throughout my time at NPC, I have come to realize the amount of endless opportunities we are faced with. It is up to us if we want to accept those and rise to become who we truly aspire to be. As a student of not only NPC, but of high school as well, I have made the choice to take the opportunity and sign up for dual enrollment courses. Although it was not always easy, I'm grateful for the continued support from teachers, counselors, and family along the journey. Opportunities do not stop here, however. They do not stop throughout life. Whether you decide to transfer to a 4-year university or head straight into your career, opportunities will always arise. It is up to us if we want to accept those to achieve higher and head more towards our dreams. If we had not taken this big opportunity to enroll, we would not be here today celebrating our hard work and accomplishments. And with this being said, I wish the best of luck to all of us as the graduating class of 2023.
Ms. Bryce, as a symbol of being an outstanding graduate and a thank you for speaking today, please accept this MPC Crystal Eagle. This year, Northland Pioneer College had 4 members of the Arizona contingent of the All-USA Academic Team. All 4 members have received scholarships to their choice of one of the 3 Arizona State universities. A number of the team members, they are here with us today, and we would like to recognize them. So please come forward as your name is called. We'll begin with Paige McKenna. Deidre DeWitt. Emily Harris. Ashlyn Diggins. Before we award the graduates their diplomas, I would like to bring your attention to 2 prestigious student academic groups. The first is the MPC President Scholars. This program was developed to encourage and enable students with high scholastic achievement to experience unique enrichment opportunities and a greater academic challenge. As an academic program, it entails an honors colloquium class, which is a theme-based course designed to enhance the critical inquiry of a particular theme from a variety of academic viewpoints. Students who are graduating from this program have maintained a 3.5 GPA or better and have demonstrated a commitment to explore many different themes along with ideas and worldviews that challenge their own viewpoints. President Scholars are distinguished by the wearing of a gold medallion and ribbon. The second group is Phi Theta Kappa. Founded in 1918, PTK is an international honor society for community college students. The organization recognizes and encourages outstanding scholarly achievement. NPC Phi Theta Kappa members often engage in community service projects and scholarly activities. They are dedicated to various academic pursuits and are role models to their peers. PTK members are distinguished by the wearing of gold stoles with the PTK emblem to signify their achievements. And now, will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree please stand and remain standing until the degree is conferred. Navajo County Community College District Governing Board Chair and members, President Hazel Baker, upon recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for the degree Associate of Arts. Will the recipients of the Associate of Arts degree please come forward to be recognized?
Paige McKenna. Emily Marie Harris. Ashlyn Diggins. Elizabeth Berrigan. Dakota Ann Bell. Brittany Ann Brown. Drew Snow Buckles. Danielle Charlie. Brooke Kelly Lester. Rochelle Betty Kayoni. Ángela Mia Mijares. Deshelle Lou Mitchell. Brian Moreno. Danielle Angel Quintana. Ashley Rhodes. Stephanie Roman. Rose Marie Schwabish. Cole Wallace.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Business please stand and remain standing until the degree is conferred? Navajo County Community College District Governing Board Chair and members, President Hazel Baker. Upon recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for the degree Associate of Business. Will the recipients of the Associate of Business degree please come forward to be recognized?
Simran James Galhotra.
Good.
Hallie N. Anderson. Rebecca Morris Orona.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Science please stand, remain standing until the degree is conferred? Navajo County Community College District Governing Board Chair and members, President Hazel Baker, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for the degree Associate of Science. Will the recipients of the Associate of Science degree please come forward to be recognized?
Ashton Destry Devereaux Bishop. Alex Sonny Gossian. Brooke Joanne Fernisa. Jensen. Mayana Ray John. Isabella Elise Moite. Gabrielle A. Sinigeni. Ebalite.
Will the candidates for the Associate of General Studies please stand, remain standing until the degree is conferred? Navajo County Community College District Governing Board Chair and members, President Hazel Baker, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for the degree Associate of General Studies. Will the recipients of the Associate of General Studies degree please come forward to be recognized?
Alyssa Lynn Skeet. London May Austin. Marianne Escobedo. Leilani Charlene Lister. Carly Joe Sells. Catherine Molly Ottman.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Applied Sciences please stand and remain standing until the degree is conferred? Navajo County Community College District Governing Board, Chair and members, President Hazel Baker, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for the degree Associate of Applied Sciences. Will the recipients for the Associate of Applied Science degree please come forward to be recognized?
Estelle Bryce. Tiffany Rose Honani. Tamara Tara Sneddy. Maria Vasquez. Deidre Rain DeWitt. Tomas Begay. Tyson Begay. Michael Lee Baldwin. Stephen Off. Sierra Brown. Luis Campos. Courtney Robert Anthony Cavazos. Anna M. Cooper. Kevin Bruce Oaf. Lillian Curtis. Siobhan Flake. Isaac Alejandro Garcia. Amber Rose Glovitz. Caden Michael Goodman. Tehran Gore. Lisa Guzman. Samantha Rose Hammer. Brighton Hill Hatch. Jillian J. Henry. Thaden Hensley. Christopher Lee Herder. Monique Hernandez. Tamisha Hawthorne. Alessandra Linda Hurt. Britton Johnston. Ivana Fawn Kitchen. Julie Layden. Janelle Kate Moore. Arcelia Trina Peña. Katie Diane Perkins. Riley N. Peterson. Fernando Quintana. Autumn Kwamawuna. Serena Renee Resendez. Jana Renee Chappelle. Brenda Silversmith. Michael Keaton Sorry. Darren Celeste Thompson. Jessica Lynn Todacini. Ayana Trujillo Estrada. Tierra Victoria Sosi. Violet Warts. Allison Josephine Webb.
Will the candidates for the Certificates of Applied Science and Certificates of Proficiency please stand and remain standing until the certificates are conferred. Navajo County Community College District Governing Board Chair and members, President Hazel Baker, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Northland Pioneer College, I present the candidates for Certificates of Applied Science and Certificates of Proficiency. Will the recipients of Certificates of Applied Science and Proficiency please come forward to be recognized?
Braden Alsene. Os. Ashton Bishop. Gabriela Ashley Chavez. Emma May. Collins. L. Dyer. Jordan Don Gonzalez. Paige Hancock. Huntsinger. Hallie Jaramillo. Angelica Esmeralda. Danica Mattis. Hunter C. McKibben. Harley Jade Miller. Alda Orona. Marley Penrod. Tina Penrod. Gabriel Juanita Reedhead. Caitlin Brianne Salas. Reagan L. Sipes. Talena Sean. Skousen. Hannah Jean Harrington. Kara Benally. Anahi Pereda. Shania Polelonema. Anna R. Bradbury. Nicole Percy Calladito. Olivia Duval. Annalise Good. Mackenzie L. Halama. We'll find out. You'll get me if I don't. Daisy Karina Hernandez. You'll be all right. It'll all be over soon. Athena Isabel. Braxton O. Owens. Solis. You might as well, yeah. Just keep it until you're done. Let me look at it again. Ayana Trujillo Estrada.
As the graduates return to their seats, I would like to take a moment to thank Richard Harris for announcing our graduates' names today. One other thing I would like to mention about some of our graduates and what they're wearing today. Graduates who have a red, white, and blue cord are veterans. We thank them. And now, would all candidates for degrees and certificates please firmly grasp the tassel on your mortarboard and move it from right to left, which symbolizes that you are now a college graduate. Congratulations! In concluding this commencement ceremony, I would like to invite everyone to take part in a reception for our graduates. The reception will begin immediately after this ceremony next to the gym where the graduates signed in. There will be a space in the reception area for you to take photographs with your graduate. Also, as you exit the stadium, there will be a recycle bin on the table near the ticket booth. Please drop any unneeded programs in the bin so we may recycle them. On behalf of the students, faculty, and staff of Northland Pioneer College, we thank you for your attendance and support. However, please remain seated while our guests on the stage, then our faculty, and finally our 2023 graduates leave the stadium. Thank you.